is ready to blow me down.
What's up guys, welcome back to our channel.
Today we have some very exciting news for the channel. We are starting a new series. As you can tell by the title, it is called Nursing in a Nutshell. What we want to do in the series is discuss different topics, whether it be from starting from the very beginning of your nursing career or when you're at work or any kind of topics in between. But today we're focusing on the very beginning.
Right, the individuals who are either thinking about going to school or have already applied to school or are even thinking about nursing. You know, we want to give advice and we want to give a little bit of a reality check, if you can say that, just so you know what you're getting yourself into and, you know, you feel good about it, because a lot of the times you are lost, you're overwhelmed, you don't know what you're doing. That's how I felt. That's how we felt in the beginning.
That's the direction that we were thinking.
Right, because we had nobody to really give us advice or at least some type of knowledge, you know.
We had no kind of guidance, you know, at the time, because some of it was word of mouth, others were just, you know, discussions or looking at different fields. No one was in the field in a certain sense to be able to explain it to us in a way that we would be able to comprehend it and kind of take it in as actually advice and kind of like put it into our brain about what we wanted to really do.
Right. And we're not saying, you know, we're like the most knowledgeable nurses or that we know everything, because truth be told, you will always learn something in the nursing field. You will never know everything, which is the great thing about it. But, you know, we've been in the nursing field for a while. Like, I've been on it for 2 years already.
I've been on it for 8 months. I mean, not as much as her, but, you know, it's been a good amount of time to go through school and, you know,
we have experience enough to at least give advice and give some knowledge out there. So we want to start off by saying, why nursing? Like, what is nursing exactly for you?
What are you doing it for? So one of the first things to think about while you're searching for, you know, a field you want to get into is kind of reflecting on your own before you begin. Why? Exactly the question, why nursing? Are you doing it for a certain purpose, whether it's you think that it has it's lucrative financially, like you're going to be making a lot of money? Is it that you're genuinely interested in it? Do you have like a set purpose that you want to help people? Or is it just maybe a family member or, you know, that are just asking you to be a nurse, or you have a bunch of family that are nurses and you just want to follow along? Those are one of the key points to think about first, is the first reason.
Yeah, because you just have to have a good mentality of going into it. You know, you'd never want to just be confused and just be like, okay, I'm just going to do this because so-and-so told me to do it, or because I'm pushed to do it, or I'm just doing it for the money. Because honestly, that's fine if that's what you want to do, but you have to know a little bit more about it or even have some type of liking, or else it's going to be an extremely hard career for you.
It's tough. It's like the saying that, you know, if you do something you love, it doesn't even feel like work. So these are one of those things that it really matters. If you don't like it, you'll know. You'll know exactly when you get into it that this is not for you.
Exactly.
You know?
And, you know, for example, me, I honestly did go in it for the money because it is a quick career. It is something fast you get into. But luckily, I fell in love with it. So that just made it all better for me. But it may not be like that for everyone. So that's why we're saying, like, it's really important to have a good mentality and a good set, like, okay, this is what I'm doing this for, and I'm going to give it my all.
Yeah, because I think for us, since we didn't have that guidance, we went into it thinking, okay, we want the money quicker, and, you know, it's a really, really stable job. The field is endless with opportunities. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna just do it and go into it. But luckily, just like Liz, I was able to actually fall in love while I was in clinicals and kind of going through the motion of helping people. That's where the passion came from. And now the financial stability portion of it is more of a second thing. Like, it comes with it. It comes with the good feeling of helping people.
So, nursing. Let's let's tell you the
let's
nasty
talk about
stuff
the
about
second
nursing.
topic. It's about the stomach. Do you
Yeah.
have what it takes? It's very blunt, but we want to be, open,
We want to be
transparent.
as open as possible.
We don't
'cause
wanna-
as much as is wonderful and rewarding to help someone and make them feel better, it's absolutely amazing. But the nursing has its downsides. Like, it's a tough field, guys.
Yeah.
It is not easy at all. It's not for everyone, because you deal with a lot of things, a lot of body fluids,
Yeah.
in
a
and
lot.
out.
And you got to be able to handle those situations. You can't
Yeah.
be the one to say, "Oh, that's
That's
gross.
gross.
I don't want to do it," because these patients and people are ones that rely on us as nurses to be
Right.
the ones to clean them up,
Right.
to make sure they're clean and dress them and all those kind of things. So it's one of those gut checks where you have to think really hard. Is this
Really
something I'm
hard.
willing to do as a full-on
Right.
career?
Right.
Can I do this every day? Because every day is something new. It's not to say that every day it's gonna be, oh man, someone has this and you gotta clean them up. It's gonna happen throughout your career. No matter how high you get, you gotta first understand, okay, if I can take this, I can make it.
Right.
You know?
Now, to quickly put it out there, so on the nursing field, you have different divisions. I hope, and I'm pretty sure that
They probably, they probably did the research.
already. But you have your RNs, your LVNs, which is what we are, and we're mainly reaching out for LVNs, but RNs too. Any nurse, any field, and CNA. So it's all teamwork, and basically, no matter what role you play in the nursing field, you will do everything. You will
Exactly.
clean them if for some reason they throw up, you have to be there. If something they have very loose bowel movement, meaning diarrhea, you're gonna have to clean that up. You just have to keep in mind going into these are unstable people. These are people that someday they were just like us, and unfortunately things happened and now they need help.
Yeah, you can't be the one.
Full help.
Exactly. You can't be the ones going into it thinking, you know what, I know CNA work, I researched it, and they're cleaning. So you know what, I'm gonna go one more and go to LVN and not do any of it. Because that's not true. As high as you can go, even RNs are the ones cleaning,
Yeah.
You never lose that first part of it. So going into it, also, that's something to think about. You can't just be like, I'm gonna go to be an LVN or I'm gonna be an RN and I'm gonna just skip the clinical CNA work,
Right.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Right. Also, we are also going for the bedside care. I know for LVNs, RNs, there are multiple job opportunities that are different, but we are going for the people that go to hospital settings, like that, like bedside settings. These are the ones we are reaching out to. And so going back to, are you ready to be a nurse, comes with picking the right school and knowing if you're financially ready for that.
Exactly. And when it comes to the schools, know what you kind of want. You want the school to be able to depict how well the courses are going to be.
Right. Make sure
You
it's an
definitely
accredited
want-
school.
Exactly. You definitely want it to be accredited, because let's say you want to be an RN. Those credits that you get as an LVN, if they're not accredited, it doesn't count. So
Right.
you literally have to start from scratch. Even if you're an LVN, when you go to school, you got to take it and take all of it again to go ahead and transfer the credits over to be an RN.
Yeah. So just make sure you pick a school that's going to give you the fullest effort to have you become a good nurse, a good educated nurse.
Yeah, make sure they know that they have enough teachers,
Right.
enough hours. Make sure the courses are laid out for you, that you know exactly when you're finishing.
Right.
There's no fees on anything else that might be missed and then come again later.
And
And make
investigate.
sure-
investigate the school. Go
Well,
on
look at
Yelp,
reviews, go ask students there.
Right.
Be very upfront and know what you want, because even then, they'll always need students. That's
Right.
one thing. You could take a test to try and get in, but they'll always want students.
Right.
So they want you more than you could want them, because you want to do your research on every school possible before you make a decision like, okay, I think this is the school right for me. This is it laid out all the plans. And especially know where the clinical sites are, because clinical sites are very important. If they don't expose you to a lot of things, not going to help you, benefit you.
It's not going to benefit. It's going to be hard. So just, do your research, know really well what they're offering you, and know their rate, their passing rate. That's also really important, because you don't want to go to a school that their passing rate is like 80%.
Yeah, and they don't want to have the resources.
That means,
they
don't have enough resources. So passing rates are very important. It's all on the website too. At every school you decide to go to, you go on the website and really read the information, and they always have passing rates on the websites. So really look into that.
And what we recommend is physically going to the school. Don't just look at the websites, because you want to look at the websites for a general. Take those notes, go in there, because everything is a feeling. You got to feel like, okay, this is where I could learn. Yeah. This is where I could expand my profession or the choice that I want to become. That's one of the important things, because you never know. You got to be in there. You got to see the room, see the overall vibe of the school. Because that's going to be your place for a year and a half, or however long the schools are going to take,
And, while you're doing that, also know you're financially stable, because it is an expensive career.
Yeah.
Not to say it's not impossible, not to say that they won't help you, but keep in mind you're most likely going to get loans.
Yeah, it's an investment.
It is an investment.
For those of you who maybe are in that position of doubting yourself, maybe you have another 9-to-5 job.
Right.
Or you have kids, or you think you're too old to start a new career.
You're never too old. It's never too late. And for example, in my experience during school, I knew one of my classmates. She was a single mom. She worked a full-time job, and she worked full-time in school.
Yeah.
So, it's a commitment. It's a huge commitment. Keep that in mind, and it's definitely possible. We don't want to be in any way discouraging, but it's totally possible. And if you have the right mindset, especially the right mindset, anything is honestly possible. Like, you can be a nurse. Anyone can be a nurse.
Yeah.
Well, no, not anyone.
Not anyone, like we discussed. But
not anyone.
In terms of if you're...
But those who have the passion.
Yeah, if you're worried about it and you're uncertain, just know that there's a lot of people already like yourself that are in the nursing field.
Right.
The ages range, the family situation, the living situation, it all ranges. It's just about the commitment, and are you willing to put in the work?
Right.
Because anything is possible. We want to let you guys know that right off the bat. If that's the one thing that's stopping you from getting into the field, don't let it stop you.
Right, just go for it.
You're going to find someone who's exactly can be relatable to you.
Exactly. And it's such a wonderful career, and it's a career that's always going to be there. It's again, you don't have to be a bedside nurse. It's so expandable. You can be anything you want to be with your license.
You could be a home care nurse. You could be
a traveling nurse.
There's all these opportunities for you that you can actually research and get yourself into while you're in school. There are a lot of opportunities, and we also want to mention that for those also who specifically are the ones that know that they want to be a nurse, we recommend to just go to RN school. Don't even think about going to LVN, because from our experience, we found the passion of it late.
Yeah.
So, and we realized once you get in the field, man, like, you just want to become an RN.
You just wish you were an RN.
Everybody says, oh, just go back and get your RN. Go do your RN. Do it quickly. You're still young, because, the RN level is a different spectrum.
Right.
You're
exposed to so many more opportunities, so many more.
Yeah, so don't even think about LVN.
Right.
Just go right to RN if you know.
But if you want something stable and you want to test it out and you're still not so sure, being an LVN is just as rewarding as an RN. Like, it's perfectly fine. It works. It's a very stable living being an LVN, so you can definitely be that if that's what you want. But from our experiences, being an RN off the bat does have some benefits, because honestly, even as an LVN, you're still exposed to many things that an RN does. So, just keep in mind that if you can, you should just go straight to RN.
And the last thing is, if we kind of sparked something in you and you wanted to actually pursue something and actually go through with it, we want to just leave you with, no matter what point you're at, being humble is the number one thing. Whether you go through school and you get out of school, you want to be humble and you want to be the ones that treat everybody the same, no matter what level in the nursing field you are. Because when you get out there in the world, everybody's a team. No one is above anybody, no matter what their license says. Everybody's in the same nursing field and family because everyone is a team.
Right.
So you want to keep that same energy, and you don't want to feel like you're above anybody, whether you have an LVN to a CNA.
Because believe it or not, even in schools, those that are trying to be RNs versus LVNs, you give some looks. There's always some look shared, like, oh, that's an LVN, or oh, that's an RN. Like that's
so we know
totally
that, and that's
wrong.
That's not the vibe you want to have. So
right. So
we see it.
Yeah.
So we want to pass that on to everybody else that maybe just starting their careers up.
Right. Just stay humble.
Yeah.
Always stay humble. And again, we're not saying this just to say it. Like, we've been nurses. We've been to school. So we just want to share advice.
Yeah. But anyways, that's gonna complete the first part
of our
series, and we hope you guys enjoy the video.
We hope we sparked something in you. We gave you a little bit more thought into it, or
maybe you guys think about it more.
Yeah, or maybe you're just like, you know what, I could do this. Let me just be a nurse. So we hope you enjoyed it, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Life with L&R.